One of the things that does not come with this video is the positive energy. That does have to be purchased. I'll link it down below. Hey Howlers, it's me, Carly Wolf. Obviously, this is probably not what everybody wants to do every day in quarantine, but with everything happening, why not? You know what I mean? Let yourself feel good if you feel good putting on a little bit heavier eye makeup or anything like that. At this time right now, with everything happening, any positive vibes you can get, do it. I would. I did, obviously. It's kind of a spring summery vibe. Like, let's call this vibe, let's see, when does summer start? Shall we call this vibe May 21st? June 21st? When does summer officially start? I don't know. Whatever it is, that's what this look will be called. That's right. So I'll put everything in there. You'll see how I went about it. I'll link everything. But otherwise, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. It's just nice to be able to, you know, have a connection with people right now in the best way we can. And, you know, I've just been trying to think what I can do to maybe make someone laugh or, you know, just want to be able to make a difference with everything happening. And if this could take somebody's mind off of something that is presently in front of them right now, bringing them down, or their anxiety from this virus that is happening, then that's what I'm gonna do. So I really hope you guys do sit and watch this, take your mind off of everything, maybe learn a few tricks or not, or just enjoy the faces that I make. You know, they're here for you to enjoy. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned to watch the rest of this. So first things first, I'm going to go in with my Neutrogena skincare products. I'm using the Hydro Boost line. I'm applying my hydrating serum all over. Oh, it feels so good that honestly I am going to apply a little bit more just because it's amazing. So I like to apply that evenly all over the face. Okay. Next thing I'm going to go in with is the same line, but instead of the serum, it is my gel cream. Now this one is labeled for ultra dry skin. I live in Nevada, so even though I have oily skin, dry skin is very possible and common. So I like to hydrate all over. And even when your skin is oily, honestly, it's really just a cry for help for the right oils, because it's just producing the excess oils that it doesn't need. So it's very important to hydrate all the time, no matter your skin type. Oh, and I love this Vaseline lip balm that I am going to attach down below. I have the pink shade. It's like the Rosy, just to add a little bit of lip color. Oh, it's great. I love it. Now, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Volume 3 palette. You can see how happy I am. I love this palette. It's so beautiful. I'm about to show you the shades. They are just the perfect shades for spring, summer. Honestly, if you look at it, it's like these are the shades of happiness, in my opinion. All right, so before I do anything though, you always want to prime. Okay, I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. Okay, think about it like this. You're going to prime your walls so that the paint lasts longer, that it sits well. Same thing with your face. Primer is important, my friends. Okay, and I'm applying this Pro Longwear all over the lid. So you're going to see me go from the inner corner near the nose, all the way to the lid, to the outer corner, even to my brow bone. I want this to be just a plain canvas, even colored, all around. And honestly, I am using the MAC brush, I think in 242. It's really nice. The brush has a flat flathead on it, so it's kind of nice to be able to just apply. And then I love the duo of using my finger for some reason. It just kind of makes it feel like I'm evening it out, so there's no like bit of chunk on the product in like certain areas of my eye, so it just kind of just smooths it out all over, makes it nice and even. Next thing I'm going in with actually is with one of my wet seal brushes that I got on sale from Walgreens. Much better quality than you would think. I had to get used to it because I'm so used to my other brushes. But this is just kind of a fluffier crease brush. Okay, I'm using this for the transition. The shade I'm using is actually going to be called B5. It's a light warm taupe. As you can see, I'm applying from the outer corners to the inner corners, all throughout the crease, and even going up on my upper lid a little bit, okay? So I'm just blending that. It just makes it easier for when I go in with my other colors to have that transition shade in there, so they're not like blunt up against each other, you know? Because you're going to see me put in a bunch of different shades. Of course, you got to clean your brushes too. You don't want to apply with a brush that already has a blue on it when you're trying to use an orange. Am I right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of quickly cleaning. The next brush I'm using actually though is a Morphe brush, and those are probably one of the best quality brushes I've ever fallen in love with. That one is going to be my Morphe brush. Oh, look at that, just going right in there. Oh, it's great. Sorry, distracted. It is a Morphe brush in the shade, or in the number M514. And I'm just applying that back and forth, back and forth. And I'm actually using the shade E3. It's a coral orange. Okay, so it's not like a true orange or anything. It does have that peachier undertone. It's super pretty. I'm applying that to the outer corners and to the crease. Okay, not too high up, just kind of keeping it low and tucked in. And I'm even going to go in with my A2, which is the true orange kind of in the packet. That's being applied on top right now. So same method over and over again. I'm just building that color up so that way I have a beautiful contrast when I put my blue on my lid. And I'm softening the edges, of course, with whatever remaining product is on there. This one that I'm applying is actually going to be a different Morphe brush. It's my M514. Did I say that one already? If not, I'm going to put the correct ones. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to put the correct ones in the corners. But this one I'm kind of just blending all over. I go back and forth between the two brushes. That's why I get confused which one's in my hand at that time. Because first of all, they're very similar, but when you actually see pictures of them, they're completely opposite. Okay, the 514 brush is perfect for like tight corners, where the 518 is going to be perfect for like blending out the area. So I'll put the correct ones in there for you though. Now I'm going to go in with one of my favorite brushes, and honestly, it doesn't even have a name. It's the Anastasia brushes that you get when you buy their palettes. So this one I think came with the Modern Renaissance one, and I'm taking it's like a stiffer compact end. So on one side of the brush, it's double-sided, is kind of like a blending. This one I like to use for my sparkles because I don't like using my fingers all the time to get shadow on them so that I can get it all over my clothes or anything. So this one is just kind of perfect for layering it on. If you see, I'm trying to pack it on from the inner corner to the kind of midway through the lid. I don't want the entire lid because I really want that orange to stand out, which is why I chose this light blue shade, which is going to be B1. It's like the sparkly pastel blue. So I'm just trying to apply that nice and evenly. If you notice, I am going to go in. You might be able to tell when I go in with the B2. It's turquoise sparkle, so it's really just a little bit more blue-green than the pastel blue. I just wanted to amplify it. I'm not going in heavy with it, so you'll probably barely notice it. It's right here. I'm applying it, so it just kind of intensifies it. Very light, though. Do not pack on that product or you will not get the same look with that shade. So there we go. And you can see the color being intensified. Next thing is I'm taking that Morphe brush and I'm blending where the oranges meet where my blue is, because I don't want sharp lines. As you could tell when I was getting closer, you could see kind of where they stood out. So I'm just blending them together. And on this one, the 514 brush, I now went in with C2. It's probably what I would call a red summer orange in the palette. It just, like I said, I want this look to be very noticeable. I want them to notice that I do have a bright blue on my lid. Okay? So in order to do that, you want as much contrast as possible. And if you notice, I'm not going really high up with that C2. I'm really just keeping it in that outer corner as tight as I can and letting the other work I did speak for itself. So of course, taking the other side of my Anastasia, I don't know the correct term, but either way, God, I love her. My Anastasia, the double-sided brush, I'm just using the other side, the fluffier side, to blend it all out. Nothing, no product on it, just blending it, cleaning up the underneath for when I do my makeup. Because that's important. You don't want like layers on, you know, under your eyes like that. Now I'm going to go in with my PORfessional Balm. Okay, I'm sure many of you guys have heard of this or used it before. It took me a while to fall in love with it. This one, I'm recently falling in love with it. It's going to minimize the appearance of your pores. So what I like about that is my makeup doesn't sit when I'm dry or anything like that. It doesn't like sit on it and show. When I go in with this foundation, yep, it's the Maybelline in shade 112. It's Maybelline Super Stay. I actually love this foundation. I've been using it for probably about a year, and I started using it after I went from Makeup Forever, which is like $43 a bottle, to this $12 bottle, and I love it. It wears very nicely. I always get compliments on it. But I'm using my Morphe. It's actually the highlight and contour sponge. I love this sponge because, first of all, I love the point. Okay, but at the bottom of the sponge is like, you're gonna see it's kind of better for cheekbones and everything. So I like to apply my powder with it, and I'll show you how I do that with the other side. But as of right now, you really just want to make sure you get a nice even foundation look all over, because once you go out in that sun, it will show, my friends. It will show the unevenness. Ooh, you gotta go in with that Tarte shapewear. Super hard to read, sorry, but that's okay. I write everything down. It's in the Shape Tape 12N, which is fair neutral. Of course, I'm gonna go in with my fun little designs on my face like everybody else does. Do we have a rhyme or reason why we do this? I don't really know anymore. I thought I had a rhyme or reason. Now it's just fun. My boyfriend always makes fun of me, and there I am with my football. But now I'm still using, so on one side of the pointy end of the sponge I used for my foundation, the other side I flip it over is for my concealer. And I like to blend that in so the focal points of my face are highlighted, and everything comes forward. Well, the other things go back like I want them to, like the under cheekbone, which is why I have that gap between my under eye and my jawline. I don't actually apply any concealer there, as you can tell. I just blend it out so it's nice and even before I go in with anything else. but when I applied, there was on the jawline and under the eyes, so top of the cheekbone. Now I'm going in with the Revolution Banana Light shade. So Revolution is going to be the like finishing powder that I used, okay? So I like to lock that in under my eyes with the flat end of the brush. Oh, it's so good. I love this. It just gets right under there. I love it. It's like my little baking. I don't bake too intensely though. I wanted enough to be able to not go anywhere. So that's my Revolution powder. I'm applying that to all over the face where I placed the concealer and blended it out. But still trying to avoid a certain line between the upper cheekbone and the bottom of my cheekbone where the jawline meets. So, if you can tell. I am going to go in with an oldie but a goodie. It's very abused, but very loved. It's like the only shade I have left of. This shade is actually called, I believe, Shadowplay. And it's from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. So it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. I'm actually using the same brush that they made for it originally, which is the double-sided highlight and contour brush. I don't really use the highlight side as much as I use the contour side. I just love how thin this brush is. Obviously, it could be used for like blush and everything, but it's just perfect for getting right under my cheekbone so that the contour doesn't get too thick when I'm applying it. And it doesn't take like too much from my forehead or anything by having a thick brush. It just blends it all in so perfectly. Oh, look at those cheekbones coming to life. They've been risen like Jesus. And blending, of course, the jawline and underneath. I really don't like harsh edges, so I do try to get in as much as I can. My Hoola, of course, another oldie but goodie. I'm going to take the number 52 from Sephora Collection contour brush. And I'm actually going to build up a little bit the bronziness because I'm so fair. I want as much color in my face as possible so people can't tell how fair I am, really. Like, they don't put two and two together until I have nothing on. So I'm doing actually the same method as where I applied my contour, only because this is a fluffier brush, it's going to not be as sharp as my contour was. So this is just really for an all over bronze with that fluffy brush. Now I'm going to go in with, of course, putting actual color to my face. I'm going to grab a blush. As you can tell, I was trying to make sure I chose the perfect one, and what's better than NARS Orgasm? I mean, it's a cult favorite for a reason. It has the perfect little coral shade to really match the orange in my eyes, but without being too orangey. So it's like a coral shade, I would call that, with a little bit of sparkle. And I'm actually using, again, one of my Walgreens brushes. Actually, it's called Wet Seal, but I got them from Walgreens. And I'm applying to the apples of my cheeks, and I honestly go up to where I would highlight as well. I apply it all together because I want it to be just a smooth finish. I want as much color in my face as possible. So I go all the way up to the side of the brow with my blush, and now you're going to see me do that with my highlighter, which is the Josie Marin. I don't even think they make this anymore, but guys, this was a Sephora Collection Beauty Insider perk. Oh, I love this, and I'll be really sad when something happens to it because it is so subtle and it just gives the right amount of glow. It's not like a orangey color, it's not like a pinky color, it's just like a perfect champagne-y color. So that way it's very light, very natural for any look you want to do. So even though my eye makeup's more intense, it just gives the perfect look for every day. I am going into my Manny MUA and Morphe Glam Palette. The only reason why is because they made the perfect shade in, I believe it's called Sophie. Let me double check. Yeah, Sophie. Oh no, I'm sorry, Dust Cloud. Dust Cloud is perfect. It's like this white, but beigey color. So it's really great for that natural blend for my skin tone. Sophie is a great color though too if you ever get the palette. Honestly, for a transition shade like the B5 I used in the Beverly Hills Norvina one. But the dust cloud, right? Oh my goodness, dust cloud is great for blending out my edges. Like I said, it's a perfect skin tone color for me. So I use it for where the corners of my eyes are, and of course all over the brow bone. And that blue was just honestly eating alive at me because I wanted it perfect. So I go back in a few times, I think, and apply that. And I'm going in with Kat Von D ink liner. Of course, everybody knows her shade is Trooper for black. Okay. I'm going in, it's very like thin brush. So I'm able to kind of apply gracefully along the lash line and build it up. Now this one, of course, was dying a little bit, so I had to kind of reapply a few times because it's just at the end of its life. But it's a great product, as you can still see. It just glides on like so smooth, even though it's like, you know, having its last breath. There's me getting frustrated because it was just trying to give me its last breath of life to let my life continue, and I wasn't having it anymore. So I grabbed my other one, which is the Kat Von D Dagger Trooper. Same like quality, it's amazing, but what I love more about the Dagger, I will be 100% honest, is the slant. I am a wing eyeliner girl when I do eyeliner, and the like edged brush makes it 10 times easier, as you can see, for my wing liner. Like, look at that. Like, not even 2 seconds, and I was like, bing, bang, out. Hey-oh. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Bing, bang, outie. I had to hold that because it was a little longer than I thought it was. But yeah, no, it's perfect. She does have, like, the best eyeliners in the game. I will put that out there. And just kind of going over it, double checking. How sad though, did you guys know that she doesn't own her brand anymore? She sold it, so instead of Kat Von D Beauty, it's KVD Vegan Beauty, I believe, or Vegan Cosmetic. I think it's Beauty, but yeah, good for her though. I mean, she made some great quality products, and they're continuing. Okay, so this Kylie liner, I have mad love for her, but this eyeliner was a joke. Okay, this does not apply. I get so frustrated. It applies perfectly on the hand, as you can just see, but like, where are you at on the waterline? Like, I'm confused. Like, I felt like it was a magic trick. Like, it applies perfectly on the hand, and then invisible ink on the freaking waterline, okay? So instead, I went in with Marc Jacobs. I got this as a birthday gift for Sephora, of course. I'm sure you guys remember that. It's the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon. I do have some of his other ones in different shades besides the black, but this one, the Black Core, I think it's called. It's actually pretty great for your waterline. It wears really nicely. The thing about this one is I love that it's compact. Like, it came in the birthday gift, and it's just perfect for your backpack or purse, whatever you want to put it in. Okay, so now that the eyeliner is done, I do go in with my mascara. Okay, this one, I love the Milk Cosmetics. It's probably the only product I've ever used from them, but it's so great. My lashes get so volumized, and I've noticed such a difference in my lashes since using this. This one is the Kush High Volume in the shade Blackest Black. It's got the cannabis oil in it infused, so it feels really good, and I don't feel like I have a hard time taking it off like I do with other mascaras. I feel like it comes off very easily with makeup remover, which is a plus in my book. Because even though it's great to get all dolled up, it's a pain in the buttocks taking everything off, especially if it wants to give you a hard time. So what am I doing here? I forgot. Oh, I'm trying to do my brows. I'm so flustered, and of course I'm getting frustrated because you know, can't find everything I want. But I'm gonna go in now with my Anastasia brow powder in medium brown. Now, I love this product. I've been using it for years. A lot of these products are some of my go-tos, and a lot of them were just stuff I wanted to try out. But this is definitely a go-to product. It just, it applies so beautifully, and I get so many compliments on my brows. It's definitely something I take pride in. But I like to use the darker shade of the medium brown all over the actual brow. And then I go in, right with my light brown, and I kind of fluff in the front. I actually don't even apply it too harsh on my skin. Like, it's very gentle in the front because I know I already have some of that dark product in there. So I just kind of apply, and then there you go. Blend it out so they really transition well together. I got caught up in SVU. I'm not gonna lie to you. Law and Order SVU is my life, and I can't ever do my makeup without TV, but especially that. Now I'm gonna kind of show you a trick that I was taught. If you take your brush and you put it on the side of your nose, okay, you'll mark where it's supposed to start. Do it in the middle of your nose, and you'll find where your arch is supposed to be. And then if you do it in the middle of your nose to the corner of your eye, you'll find actually where your brow is supposed to end. So that's actually just a guideline I've used when I first started doing my makeup. I obviously don't have to keep doing it now where the brush has to be in the middle of my nose, because as you saw, I just kind of just was in and out, just so used to it. Now, for most people, that is a trick that people love. It's something I learned working in cosmetics. Now, however, customize it. The reason I mean customize it to your own liking is because, as you can tell, I don't go that far in with my brows as other people would. So in this case, I did kind of even them out, just because I had already gone in with it a little bit. But where I had my brow initially is actually kind of where I prefer it most of the time for every day, which is like the corner of my inner eye. I like to match it with that a little bit, just because of the way my face is shaped, but it still comes out great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I do have to soften up, the beginning of the brows when I do that look, but still love it. Now I'm going to go in with some Ardell eyelashes. These are going to be the natural lashes. So they're really just lash, like they're lifting. They're kind of eye lifting effect, I believe it's referred to as. So that's why I like them, because I do have pretty great lashes. I'm not going to lie. They're not short. But I just want a little more. So I'm going to take the Duo glue. It's the brush on glue. Oh, it's amazing. I think it's like brush on adhesive. It dries in the color clear, but it just gives a little bit more to the look by adding these lashes, and just kind of apply right in there. Just apply, and perfect. Just got to make sure the inner corners aren't going to poke, because that's super important. Remember this too, another trick I learned: if you can feel your lashes, you're not wearing them right. Like eyelashes, the fake ones are not meant to be felt. Otherwise, you're not wearing them right. So it's okay to cut and shape them to your eyelid, because nobody has the same eyelid. So the way they come, you shouldn't be able to always just put them on and it'd be okay. After I do apply on one side, okay, so my right side, I applied it and let it dry for a second while I applied the left. I go back in and I squeeze my real lashes to the fake lashes so they blend well together, so you can't see, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I went in with a little bit more mascara so they just kind of look like my real lashes. Because the only thing is, with this color, I wanted more of the uplifting. This color and my eyeliner being a little bit thicker, I wanted them to just be lifted. On my bottom lashes, though, I always use Benefit They're Real mascara. It's perfect for lengthening. I love long lashes on the bottom. Okay, and you can totally tell a difference between the two between the two looks when I just showed you. It makes such a difference. And of course, it's in their black shade as well. It just, I love it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And now I'm going to go in with MAC Nice and Spicy, their lip liner. I'm going to apply that to my entire lip, color it in, shape them. Okay. Now, I love using lip liner because I'm not a big fan of my lips. So when I color them in with the lip liner and I shape them like that, I just feel like they give me the look that I want. Without having to get them done or anything, it just gives me the look that I want. I am going in to match my blush. I have the NARS lip gloss and Orgasm as well. It's the same thing. It's just one's a lip gloss and one is the blush. Same shade. And I'm applying that all over, mainly in the center, of course. And never forget your setting spray. Bible, okay? This is a very big staple in the makeup routine game. So it's the Urban Decay All-Nighter, the #1 go-to, and voila. Allez, hoopla, allez, hoopla. Actually, I really don't mind this look. I really like it. Oh, text message from the bestie. Thanks, MacBat. Thanks. Now, who's this? This is a Washington, D.C. number. Who do I know in Washington, D.C.? Oh, it's Trump. Trump's texting me his latest and greatest. Yep, and Easter's been canceled. You could go by yourself. Who cares? But you could do this look. Why you doing it? Okay? Norvina palette. Oh, Norvina. Joseph, I'm filming. Hello, I'm filming. I'm filming. Anyways, I want to thanks again for watching, staying tuned to my craziness, and I shall post more soon, okay? Mondays and Thursdays. Pay attention to those, because those are the days that I'm releasing these.